slipped through into the snow. Fool the officials. So now 4th down for the Rams. In a position where they have to go for it. Greer drops the snap and gets dropped in the backfield for a loss. Nick Taylor was there to bring him down after Greer had to take the time to pick up the drop snap. And so now the Mustangs take over on downs at the 35-yard line of Highland with a chance to salt the game away.
Great play by Nick Taylor. We called his name, a junior. Had the first touchdown, 2-yard run of the game. That time coming with a great play defensively, getting in the backfield and tackling Greer for obviously a loss and turnover on downs.
Good news is the fog is lifted here at the stadium. You can actually now see the scoreboard in the northeast corner from our vantage point. Now Eddie Hall again on the Wildcat, dancing around looking for an opening, spins off the hit, tries to take it back to the outside, gets dragged down from behind by Pembroke. Also some help on the play as well by Highland's Emmanuel Lotubai. Want more high school sports? Go to DesNews.com. Catch up on all things high school sports, news, highlights, and live games. The Deseret News is our official streaming partner for all UHSAA championship events. KJZZ TV, DesNews.com, and KSL.com, the home for champions. Now 2nd down and 6 as we near 3 minutes to play. Ball again. Off the right side, spun down after a short gain on the play. Nonu was there on the stop. Luti Nonu, the 5'10", 265-pound senior.
Yeah, at this point, Mountain Crest is in their 4-minute offense. Well, that 4-minute offense means obviously you don't want to go out of bounds, give the opportunity to stop the clock. Everything you want to keep everything in bounds and take your time. As you get tackled, you want to delay as much as you can, extend the clock, and really drain any opportunity for Highland to get that ball back.
Mountain Crest has to call a timeout. They got to the line of scrimmage with only 3 seconds left on the play clock, and so rather than take a 5-yard delay of game penalty here, Mountain Crest will use one of its 3 timeouts. So each team with 2 stoppages left with 2:18 to play in the 4th quarter.
And that's not what you want to do in a 4-minute offense.
Well, of course, we mentioned earlier Steve Tate, a player here at the University of Utah and a former Mr. Football at Skyline. There you go, Steve. I was going to say, Skyline, I didn't know you could throw it quarterback.
There is evidence that I did throw the football. Right there, we have evidence. I didn't do a lot of that, Steve, but so when I did, I took full advantage, and obviously KJZZ did as well and archived that one. A lot of fun times playing at Skyline. You know, you look back over the years and you always remember your days at high school football. It was fun playing college, don't get me wrong, but when you play high school football, you look at these kids, and these are guys you grew up with, guys that you played Little League football with, and there's still that camaraderie, and it's just there's that level of purity with high school football that kind of goes away and fades away when you get to the college level and obviously the NFL level as well. So you always remember your high school football days. A lot of fun playing in this stadium here and having a chance to play for a state championship. Both these teams are obviously taking full advantage of that today.
Ryan Monet bringing down Eddie Hall. It's going to be very close, maybe a hair short of the first down. Monet a little bit slow to get up. He's really put in an effort here today for the Highland Rams. We've called his name on a number of occasions, and now the officials are going to have him get off the field as he is being helped off by some of the staff for the Highland Rams. Of course, because he's having to leave the field, he has to sit out at least one play. So that interior of the line just got a little bit wider for this Mountain Crest team. But first, they're going to measure on that last carry to see whether or not it's 4th and short or 1st and 10.
Yeah, Brian Monet has done a great job for Highland all season long, and obviously leading up to this point in this football game. As we get a look at the measurement,
by an inch and a half.
So Brian Monet not able to come back on the field at this point, has to take a play off due to the injury rule. And they're facing 4th and short situation, you'd like to have Brian Monet in there. But Highland's a team, Steve, that's always had some great, front 4, front 5 football players. Obviously, a guy who's doing well for himself in the NFL, Haloti Ngata, a guy that I played against when I was in high school, and Brian Monet is now kind of that nose guard that's done a great job leading up to this point.
So 4th and a couple of inches now for Mountain Crest, 1:59 remaining. First down here, just about salted away, although with the conditions the way they are, it doesn't take much for a turnover. As Monet tried to get back out there, but the officials say no, and so Christian Correa, a 5'10", 220-pound senior, will take his place in the middle of the line. Hall under center, tries to stop, the ball is picked up by Taylor, and Nick Taylor's going to get the first down. Wow, what a break for the Mustangs, but heads up play by Nick Taylor to pick up the loose football and carry it forward for the first down.
Wow. If you see Nick Taylor after this football game, congratulate him on a big play, one of the biggest play of the entire football game. Eddie Hall can't take the snap, but Taylor has the presence of mind to pick the ball up and pick up the first down. Some players would jump on that ball. He has the presence of mind to understand it is 4th down. He needs to pick up the first down and give his team an opportunity to get in the kneel down formation and drain the clock.
And now Hall picking his way through traffic. Picks up a couple of yards on the play, as it was Taylor who scored the first touchdown of the day, and now the Rams are going to use one of their 2 remaining timeouts to stop the clock with 1:22 remaining. Time now for our Tosh Player of the Game, brought to you by Tosh, the Orthopedic Specialty Hospital. Eddie Hall, who came over and took over in the Wildcat position, has really done it all. 113 yards on the ground, and again, this strategy shift, while it's not presented any points for Mountain Crest, Steve has allowed the Mustangs to take time off the clock.
Well, Eddie Hall has been the Hiram Swiss Army knife for this Mountain Crest football team. He's a guy who has done it all. He's played in the Wildcat formation, taken direct snap. He's thrown a football. He's a guy that's been able to run between the tackles, pick up the yards when needed, has over 100 yards, and he's been able to receive the ball in the backfield as well. Eddie Hall is a guy who's done it all season long, and he's been a primary playmaker for this football team. Given these conditions, has done a great job today in this football game.
Could only stop the clock one more time. Mustangs look to advance to the championship game next Friday. Again, to face the winner of the upcoming East Timpview game. The game you'll see right here on KJZZ at 2:30 with yet another Tosh game of the week. Now on 2nd down. Try the left side. Cannot turn it upfield, and it gets dropped after a loss of about 3 yards on the play. As now it'll be a 3rd and 10, and the Rams spend their last timeout.
Yeah, Eddie Hall's done a great job. You got to credit this Mountain Crest football team who completely changed their game plan and adjusted to the conditions that they were handed. You don't see that a lot. It's a coach that's willing to abandon their game plan leading to this point and use Eddie Hall as the Wildcat quarterback back there, and he's been able to do a great job with this second half.
Today's play of the game brought to you by Zions Bank. We haven't forgotten who keeps us in business. It's the only bright spot for Highland today. It's a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Malcolm Carr-Turner.
Yeah, Malcolm Carr-Turner takes this kickoff return 95 yards, finds the left side of the sideline, goes the length of the field, giving his Highland football team a chance to be in this game. The only touchdown for this Highland football team, making it 14-6 on that kickoff return.
Now 3rd down and 9, Highland out of timeouts. And now Mountain Crest will take a timeout. 1:15 remaining here in this football game. They will have one timeout left for this game. Mountain Crest trying to win its 9th consecutive game. As, again, they started out this season 1-2. Mountain Crest 3 state championships, winning it last in 2005. coming up at 2:30. It's Timpview and East in the second semifinal to find out who will face the winner of this game.
Yeah, it's amazing when you look at these two football teams. You can almost pencil them in to get to the playoffs and almost reach the semifinals. It seems like these two teams have either faced each other or been in contention to play for the semifinals and then the finals. Two well-coached football teams, and obviously today has been no different.
You can see the snow still falling, certainly not as heavy as it was earlier today. About an hour, maybe 45 minutes before kickoff when the field was completely covered by snow. Now third and not this time Hall had been lined up under center. Now we'll play it from shotgun. And he gets dropped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of about 1 yard. And so now it'll be fourth down as the clock continues to wind in the favor of the Mustangs. Play clock put into motion, so this ball will be snapped with about 32 seconds remaining in this game. Of course, the clock will stop on a change of possession if Mountain Crest does not pick up the first down.
Looks like Mountain Crest will drain this clock.
And Mark Wooten telling the official will probably want to call the timeout right now with the play clock down to 1 second. So 34 ticks remaining on the scoreboard clock. Neither team with a timeout now for these final 34 seconds.
Yeah, I think if you're Mountain Crest, you take this ball and just take a knee. We've seen all the disasters that have happened throughout this football game when trying to hand the ball off. Take the ball and take a knee.
Of course, coming up at 2:30, you've got East and Timpview. East rolling through the season. Of course, the controversy at the end, having the wins vacated, and then the UHSAA reinstituting them in a bottom position as far as the 4A playoff bracket is concerned. But here they are getting ready to take on a Timpview team that, again, is a perennial powerhouse as well. So East and Timpview coming up in our second semifinal at 2:30 as Tony Parks and Steve Tate will take you through that game.
Both East and Timpview well-coached football teams. Brandon Manish, the coach of East, know him well. I actually played under him. Great coach, and obviously Whittingham in his first year at Timpview has done a great job.
Ball showing pass, throwing pass, and the pass is incomplete. A little bit of a surprise there, but it falls incomplete. So the Rams do have a little bit of an opening here. Not much of one. They have to go the length of the field, which in this case is 79 yards in 28 seconds without any timeouts.
Well, this is one of the disadvantages of running the triple option, is that you don't have a true 2-minute offense. You don't pass the ball a whole lot, so you're not put in these positions, and your quarterback's not put in a position to throw the ball quite often as other quarterbacks. And now you're looking at a 28 seconds left on the clock, and having to put together an 80-yard drive on this series.
In the secondary, about 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and Jamal Greer mishandles the snap from center. Does get it back, but time's a wasting. 20 seconds left. 15 seconds remaining. Greer waiting to get up under center. Does. Steps back, drops the football, picks it up and down he goes, and that's going to do it. They're not going to get another snap off. Back-to-back snaps to end the game. And the Mountain Crest Mustangs have advanced to next Friday's 4A championship game. Doing it thanks to a 2-yard touchdown run by Nick Taylor, and then the 5-yard touchdown run by Eddie Hall. And so the Mustang defense also forcing 6 violent turnovers, and so it is Mountain Crest who advances to next Friday's 4A championship.
Mountain Crest had a lot of guys that came to play today. Obviously, Eddie Hall is the guy that we saw as a player of the game. Eddie Hall has been able to do it all, throw the ball. He's been able to run the ball between the tackles and catch the ball in the backfield as well. Done a great job. Nick Taylor is a guy who picked up the first touchdown of the game, 2-yard touchdown run, and obviously picked up that big play when on 4th down, quarterback wasn't able to get the exchange, and he picked it up and converted it and got the first down.
And Eddie Hall rushed for over 100 yards for Mountain Crest. And so the Mustangs with a 9-game winning streak heading into next week's championship. Snow, fog, bad conditions to play in, but two teams that fought their hearts out here this afternoon at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Don't forget, coming up at 2:30, it's Easton Timpview to find out who meets Mountain Crest in next Friday's championship. So for Tony Park, Steve Tate, and the rest of the KJZZ crew, Steve Klauke saying good afternoon from Rice-Eccles Stadium.